All right, to me, this is probably the best one of them all because it's the one I use the most. I bake a lot of bread. I cook cookies. I like to cook. I like to bake. And if you like to bake, this will change your life. It's going to change your life. A lot of recipes we find online these days, and you can actually, there's usually a button that you can switch it from like US standard, like we're talking about cups and teaspoons and tablespoons, to the metric system. So it will tell you grams. And grams is a way of measuring the mass of something. So this measures the mass or how much stuff there is. We're not talking about size. We're talking about the amount of molecules in the object. That's what mass is dealing with. So what's really nice about these digital scales is most of them have ounces and milliliters. So I can change this back and forth between the two. But grams is much more accurate. I mean, think about this with baking. If I want to find out how much water I need to put in there, let's say it's 2 cups. I have to go get a special little glass 2-cup measuring for liquids because if you know this, the plastic little cup that you use to get flour out of, it only measures a cup in solids. It does not measure a cup in liquids. It's not as accurate. And honestly, don't ask me why that's the case. So you have to have like a glass measuring dish for all of your liquids. You have to have one for your solids. And then even with solids, flour is so hard to measure. Most people end up doing it completely wrong. When you measure flour with a cup, you're supposed to spoon the flour in so it isn't packed down. Most everybody is putting too much flour in their cookies and their breads because when they scoop it out, they take their knife and level it off. When they scoop it, they're pushing that flour close together and they're getting more flour than what they need. So measuring with a scale, oh man, it's easy. It takes away a bunch of the utensils you'd use. You're not going to have as many dirty dishes. Your accuracy is going to be improved. It's the way to cook with. So am I selling this enough? Learn how to use one of these things. This is how easy it is. Now I want to measure marbles, the mass of these marbles. So I'm like, hey, yeah, I'll turn this on, man. I got this. Totally going to be easy, right? I'm just going to put the marbles on there. Oh, crud, man. They're moving all over. Oh, man. This is hard. Like, okay, there's got to be a better way. There is. Stop trying to like fit them all on there. I literally saw some of my students stacking up when we were measuring the mass of these Nerf balls, stacking them up and trying to keep them on the plate. That's silly. All you have to do is put whatever device or cup you have down on it. This is going to be my container, is what I'm going to use. And it says right now it's 10 grams. I hope you can see that. It's not real accurate. Let me move it over here so you can see it. Well, actually, let's move it over here so you can see it. I'll zoom in. See, it says 10 grams, right? I don't want to include that in my measurement, right? When I'm measuring out flour to bake bread, I don't want to include the mass of the stainless steel bowl I'm using. So I hit this wonderful little button called 0. It's like magic. It deletes that mass and takes me back to 0. Now this has been re-zeroed so that this is not included in the mass. Now I just take whatever it is I want to measure. Let's say I'm going to do these Nerf balls. Okay? And I can just put them in there. Okay. How many Nerf balls? What's the mass of all these Nerf balls? It is 36 grams. I'm done. That's how easy it is. Right? I think when I get home tonight, I'm going to make another one and I'm going to make some bread and show you how easy it is to measure all my ingredients out using a digital scale. These are cheap too. They're like 10 to 30 bucks and they last forever and the battery lasts forever in them. So just the way to cook, and it's important that you know how to do this because nobody's using triple beam balances anymore. All right, let's try another one. You ready? Let's go back to the marbles, man. Like, I totally want to know, how much do the marbles weigh, dude? Oh, wait, this is 3 grams. It can't be right. I'm going to zero it out. Yeah. Now I'm just going to pour my marbles in. There we go. Whoa, it's 139 grams of marbles. Wow. All right, so then we're done with that, right? That's all there is to it. Here's my next one. I'm not even zeroing out in between there because I can always zero it out when I want to. Put a cup on there, zero it out. It says 0, but because this doesn't go to the nearest 10 spot, which I would rather have one that goes to the 10 spot, and honestly, if you're going to buy one to cook with, you want to get something that goes to the 10 spot. So you want a decimal in there just because this could actually be 0 or it could actually be reading 0.5 grams. So it means I'm off by 0.5 grams. So I always hit 0 when I put a new container on there. And then I put my bullets in there, my Nerf bullets. And it says 16 grams. Now, again, these are cheapies, right? They're better ones in our science department. They're just not in my room right now. The better ones go to a decimal, like 0.4, 0.5, right? To the 10th spot. Those are the ones you really want for cooking. Because this could be 16, it could be 16.5, it could be 16.4, it could be 16.9. It could almost be at 17. I don't know. Now, I'm guessing when they made this, they round. So I'm sure if it gets to 16.6, it jumps up to 17. But still, I'm going to be off by a half a gram, or I could be off as much as a half a gram. So that's how you do it. Put on the cup, zero it out, pour in your stuff. That's it. And you've got the mass of whatever's in there. And remember, mass is not size. Repeat after me. Mass is not size. It's measuring the amount of matter in an object. How much stuff, how many atoms are crammed into that object. And it has nothing to do with size, because if I look at these two things here, marble and a Nerf bullet, right? This is bigger, right? But its weight, or its mass, wow, it's not even registering. That's how little it is. How sad is that? So it's got to be somewhere under a gram. Where this guy, zeroed out again, he's 4 grams. 4 grams. This one, not even a full gram. That one, 4 grams. All right. That's all there is to it. 6 minutes and you should be a master at this. All right. Go buy one. Start doing your cooking this way. That's my plug.